Have you ever felt trapped? Not physically, but emotionally and mentally chained. Stuck in a relationship where love feels like pain, in a job that drains your soul, or surrounded by people who constantly take and never give. You stay because walking away feels impossible. Because what if you never find something better? Because you've already invested so much of yourself. Your time, your energy, your heart. But here's a truth most people never realize. Sometimes the most powerful move you can make is to leave. Not with anger, not with revenge, but with quiet strength. A strength that comes from knowing your worth and choosing yourself, even when it hurts. In this video, we'll explore why walking away isn't just an act of letting go. It's a transformation. By the end, you'll understand how this one decision can reshape your life, your confidence, and your future. 1. The silent strength of letting go. Most people think walking away is a sign of weakness. They believe it means giving up or running from problems. But in reality, it takes far more strength to leave than to stay. Here's why. When you walk away, you're choosing inner peace over chaos, clarity over confusion, and self-respect over desperation. Think about it. Anyone can stay and tolerate pain. But it takes extraordinary courage to look at a situation and say, "This isn't right for me. I deserve more than this." Psychologists call this assertive withdrawal, the ability to step back not because you're defeated, but because you understand that staying will destroy you slowly. Consider this. Some of the most powerful transformations in history happen not because someone fought harder, but because they chose to step away. Nelson Mandela walked away from anger and bitterness after years of prison, choosing forgiveness instead. Steve Jobs walked away from the very company he built, only to return later and create something revolutionary. Walking away doesn't always mean quitting. Sometimes, it means choosing a higher path. One that demands silence, strength, and self-control. 2. Breaking free from emotional traps. Have you ever wondered why it's so hard to leave toxic situations, even when you know they're bad for you? The answer lies deep in psychology. Our brains are wired to crave familiarity, even when it's painful. This is why people stay in relationships that hurt them or jobs that drain them. Because pain they know feels safer than uncertainty they don't. This is called the comfort zone trap. It's not about comfort. It's about predictability. Your brain tricks you into believing, "At least I know what to expect here." What if leaving makes things worse? Here's the truth. That fear is an illusion. The reality is, staying stuck costs you far more than the discomfort of change. Every moment you stay in a toxic situation, you lose a piece of yourself. Your confidence fades. Your self-respect weakens. Your happiness disappears. Walking away breaks this cycle. It's like tearing down old rotting walls so you can build a stronger, healthier foundation for your future. 3. Rebuilding self-respect. There's a silent message you send every time you stay in a place where you're undervalued. "This is what I believe I deserve." Think about that. When you tolerate disrespect, manipulation, or neglect, you unintentionally teach others how to treat you. But when you walk away, you send a powerful new message. One that says, "I know my worth, and I refuse to accept less than I deserve." This isn't about arrogance. It's about self-preservation. Psychologists call this boundary reinforcement. Boundaries aren't just rules for others. They're a way of protecting your own mental and emotional health. Walking away rebuilds your confidence brick by brick. At first it might hurt. You might feel lonely or second-guess yourself. But over time, you'll notice something powerful. You start to respect yourself more than you fear being alone. And that is when true transformation begins. 4. The hidden power of absence. Sometimes walking away does more than just free you. It changes how others see you. There's a psychological principle called the law of scarcity. The less available something is, the more valuable it becomes. When you're always present, always accessible, people can start to take you for granted. But when you step back, something shifts. Your absence creates space for others to reflect on your worth. This doesn't mean playing games or manipulating people. It's about understanding that your presence is a privilege, not a guarantee. Consider this in relationships. If someone has been dismissing your feelings, constantly hurting you, or ignoring your needs, your silence and distance will say what words never could. Sometimes, the most powerful statement you can make is to simply not be there anymore. 5. Creating space for better opportunities. Walking away isn't just about leaving something bad behind. It's about making room for something better. Imagine your life as a room. If it's cluttered with broken, useless things, there's no space for anything new to enter. The same is true for relationships, jobs, and opportunities. When you let go of what no longer serves you, you invite growth. It's like clearing a garden of weeds so healthy flowers can grow. Many people who find success later in life often say, "The best thing that ever happened to me was losing that job, ending that relationship, walking away from that path." Why? Because endings create beginnings. Walking away is not just an act of leaving. It's an act of opening yourself to something greater. 6. Breaking the cycle of fear. The biggest enemy of walking away is fear. Fear of failure. Fear of being alone. Fear of the unknown. These fears are powerful because they're primal. Your brain's survival instinct is wired to avoid uncertainty at all costs. To your subconscious, staying in a painful situation feels safer than venturing into the unknown. But here's the truth. Fear is a liar. Every breakthrough in life happens on the other side of fear. Walking away is how you retrain your mind to stop settling for misery in the name of safety. Start small. You don't have to leap. You can take steps. Each small act of courage weakens fear's grip and strengthens your belief in yourself. 7. Mastering emotional detachment. Walking away doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop letting your emotions control you. There's a concept in psychology called healthy detachment. It's the ability to love, care, and give, without losing yourself in the process. This is especially important in relationships. Many people stay because they confuse attachment with love. But attachment says, "I can't live without you." Love says, "I want you to be happy, even if it's not with me." Mastering detachment allows you to walk away with grace, without bitterness or revenge. It protects your heart while keeping it open for something better. 8. Walking away as self-discovery. Here's something most people don't realize. Walking away isn't just about leaving someone or something behind. It's about finding yourself again. When you've been stuck in a toxic situation, you often lose pieces of who you are. You start to live for someone else's approval, someone else's dreams, someone else's version of you. But the moment you walk away, you return to yourself. You rediscover your passions, your voice, your identity. Solitude becomes your healing ground, not a punishment. It's in this quiet space that you rebuild, stronger, wiser, and more aligned with who you're meant to be. 9. Sending a powerful message without words. Walking away is a language all its own. No arguments, no begging, no drama, just action. When you leave, you're sending a message. I respect myself enough to walk away from what does not value me. And here's the beauty of it. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to justify your decision. The act of leaving speaks louder than any explanation ever could. It's the ultimate boundary. Clear, firm, and undeniable. 10. Living without regret. At the end of your life, you won't regret the things you walked away from. You'll regret the times you stayed too long in places that broke you. Staying for the sake of comfort or fear often leads to bitterness. Leaving, on the other hand, brings clarity and freedom. The choice is simple but not easy. Stay and slowly lose yourself, or leave and find yourself again. When you walk away at the right time, you choose peace over regret. And that is one of the most powerful choices you'll ever make. Closing message. Walking away is not about abandoning others. It's about choosing yourself, your growth, your peace, and your future. So, the next time you face a situation where you feel trapped, ask yourself, if I truly loved and valued myself, what would I do? And if the answer is to walk away, be brave enough to take that step. Because sometimes, leaving isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of a new one.